Hello, today we are here going to discuss about the syllabus of English Method Unit 3. It is about method of English teaching, approaches of English teaching, strategies of English teaching, skills, techniques, preparation of unit plan, preparation of lesson plan, following communicative approach and constructivist approach. Vocabulary, pronunciation, strategies for enrichment of vocabulary in English, teaching learning material and teaching aids in English, assessing skills in English, portfolio assessment in English, and continuous assessment of learning performance, key learning resources in English. So, this is all about the syllabus of Unit 3. We will take each bullet one by one and discuss all the topics. First of all, I would like to brief you today about language. What is language? Language is like a prism which is reflecting the manifold shades of knowledge and activity. Language and life are interrelated. According to Block and Traeger, a language is a system of arbitrary vocal symbol by means of which a social group operates and interacts. Living language. A living language is one that has developed a continuous course of evolution, incorporated within, enfold the external and internal changes in the life of man and his society. The very outer and inner structures represents this change. It is on the tongue of living men and it is their literature. It continues to grow rich by new words and their new interpretation. Language that ceases to be cooperating in the active aspect of man's life, that ceases to be vernacular, is called dead language. Latin, Arabic, classical Chinese and our Sanskrit were once powerful languages but now are dead because they have ceased to be vernacular. There are three various functions of language. First is informative function, second is expressive function, and third is directive function. Informative function. The work of informative function is to communicate information. Expressive function. Language helps one to express one's thought, feelings, emotions and ideas. Directive function. It helps to cause action. So, this was all about the introduction of language, living language, dead language and the function of language. Now let us proceed to the characteristics of language. Language is a system. Language is learned. Language is for communication. Language is unique. Language is a system of symbols. Language is vocal. Language changes with tune. And language is related to the culture. Now, let us discuss the scope of language. Language and life are interrelated, though life always runs ahead and language follows it. Even in ancient time, we must have used language with the same purpose of communication. Every language has its literature and it preserves the human thought. This is all about scope of language. Now let us proceed to aim of teaching English. Understanding the spoken language and understanding the written language, expressing the thought and ideas in speech as well as in writing, importance of teaching English in school curriculum. Now this is another topic, importance of teaching English in school curriculum. There are many importance. First is international importance, second is educational importance, third is vocational importance, then cultural importance, disciplinary importance, and hence there are so many importance because of which we teach English in school curriculum. Fourfold objectives of language teaching. Now let us discuss the fourfold objectives of language teaching. Semantic, that is related to understanding. Phonetic, that is which deals with sound, spelling and pronunciation. Graphic, that is related to writing, and phonetic cum graphic, that is learning spellings and then writing. This is the fourfold objective of language teaching: to understand the language, to pronounce the language, to read the language and to write the language. Now, principles of teaching English. There are 10 great fundamental laws in the science of teaching which must be followed in by anyone who wishes to teach successfully. Teach through the senses, proceed from concrete to abstract, let the pupil learn by doing, teach inductively, make all lessons interesting and attractive, follow nature, proceed from observation to reasoning and then to memory. Tell the pupil as little as possible and lead him to tell you as much as possible. Start from what pupil know and go on to what they do not know. Encourage self-teaching. Now let us come to the rules or principles of teaching English. The application of laws differ somewhat in ease of teaching English. In the teaching of class subjects, the actual work of mind training is being performed. In the early lessons in English, the weapon is being, the tool are being made with which that work of mind training is to be performed. Hence, there is a difference in position and principles between the English lessons and other lessons. In all other subjects, the teaching is sowing the seed, but for teaching English, he or she is being the soil that it may be able to receive the seed. The difference between aim and objective of teaching English. The term aim and objective is used interchangeably. However, both have different meanings. The main difference being aim provides general direction to the educational purpose, whereas objective indicate particular achievement to be made with the specific time limit. Aim is a long-term goal and cannot be achieved at one time. Objectives are short-term goals and can be achieved in a classroom. So, this was all about aims and objectives of teaching English. Now, in our next class, we will proceed to principles of teaching English in detail and the methods and approaches of teaching English. This was all about the introduction of language, its aims, objectives and principles. Thank you.